which is covered in windows all around, like enclosed by windows. It was originally a porch though, and oh, it's kind of chilly out here. So I'm gonna maybe talk a little faster this morning. I hope all are well. All of you are well. Let me just turn this off. Okay. And that you're ready to craft. I got a couple, actually, I was starting to get a little bit nervous because I couldn't find these things that I cut out before yesterday's MRI, and that MRI was so long. Oh, it was just kind of, but made it okay. But I had to take something to like be not nervous because it was a full back MRI with your head in there for an hour and a half. So I took too much of what I was taking, and I was like, whoa, loopy for the rest of the day. So I'm glad I didn't have a show yesterday. But today we're going to do a couple of really fun cards. These are not brand new cards, but I wanted to show you them because I think a lot of people just they find these really fun cards to make. And then I also wanted to talk about paper and wasting paper and using the right kind of paper. I am a paper crafter, and I love to make cards. My cards that I make are 5 by 7, which is basically a 10-inch sheet of paper a minimum of 10-inch piece of paper that I need. A lot of times cardstock, people when they get started, they buy 12 by 12 cardstock, which is very nice. And I use it for my large products. So I have both 8.5 by 11 and 12 by 12 inch paper. And I wanted to show you why I think it's better to look for and buy 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock paper for if you are deciding you're going to just mainly be a crafter that makes or somebody that makes paper things, small paper things. So I have for years been getting this cardstock called Recollections cardstock. It used to only come in sampler packs, and you could buy them for really wicked cheap. They'd go on sale on a regular basis for about $2 each for the pack of 50. Usually it was 50 that you get. Now what they've done is they've expanded it so that you can buy, but it was always like a sampler. So now they've done it so that you have about 15 or 16 of their regular colors, and you can choose to buy it in a 50 pack, just like this, which is how I've been buying it. So I want to show you the paper that you get. So this is that paper that I'm talking about, and it comes in a 50 pack of cardstock. But I wanted to, let me open it up. I love this color. This one is bubblegum pink, and I'm glad this is kind of a fairly new addition to their color, their single color line. They also do have 12 by 12 sheets of paper, and I told you, I think earlier in the week, I have a hard time opening this. There we go. Open it that way. I could do it all the plastic, but I try to recycle it. That you can recycle the thin plastic if you do it at your grocery store, in case you didn't know that. Anyway, so this is what you get. 50 sheets, same color. So if you're making a lot of something, which right now I am, I'm making a lot of Valentines for my friend Daybar, who is just started out a business in downtown Peabody, and she wanted to have some cards there. So this is perfect because they're continuity. When you buy the samplers, you have to decide, especially if you're going to be making all the same thing. And as far as I'm concerned, like I never make anything less than 2 cards. So I love to use this paper. What I really love about it is that you can save quite a bit of paper. If this had been a 12 by 12 sheet of paper like this, right, I would have all this part and then here that would just become scrap. Now I do keep my scraps. I don't know if you guys do, but I do keep my scraps. But to me, if it's too small of a scrap, I will put it in the recycling bin. It just feels better for me to do that. So the thing that I like about this paper is the weight of it. It is usually about 65 pounds, and you can tell that by looking right here on the bottom here. So this 65 pound, this here, the GSM, I believe it's it's grams per meter, I think. That's used in the UK. I can't speak to that, but I always go by the poundage, and personally I like to keep within 50 and 70 pound weight. Sometimes they do vary, and you want to take a look at it, because I bought some white paper, ended up being heavy duty paper, same thing as this. It looked absolutely the exact same thing, but heavy duty. So it comes in a really nice, good amount if you're going to be making a lot of something at Christmas. The one thing they're missing, I think, at Christmas is the greenery, but they're pro packs for that. And then the last thing I wanted to show you before we get started putting this thing together are these. Now they're starting to come out with 12 by 12 cardstock paper. Now so we all know that Cricut is slow as molasses on a winter day in terms of giving any response for a paper issue that they have. Or they don't even move on it. There's never anything to know about it. Anyway, so I did buy this. I thought because of the price, it was going to be a little lighter. It feels a little lighter to me. And also, this is very smooth. There's no texture on these, which makes it great for writing with your pens. Okay. So let's come back up to my computer screen so that you can see where I found these cards and how I modified them, because I like to modify them. I always like to put my own little special touch on it. So this, just to reiterate, Michael's, I don't get a kickback or anything from Michael's. This is just from using Michael's, and then before AC Moore for my cardstock was something that I've been doing for I don't know, 15 years now. So it's gotten better, and they're seeing the need there, and they're starting to expand. So check them out. There's also, just give a little shout out to something called Park Lane, which is on Joanne's website. So Joanne's Park Lane is their like generic, and Michael's is called Recollections. I don't know what it's called in Hobby Lobby, but there you go. All right, so these are really lovely cards. They don't come with an envelope, so I wanted to show you how to do that. Plus, I'm going to talk about two different ones here. I know I said just one, but I'm going to talk about two. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to do new. And so start from your I am an enabler, Gloria. But at least I like everything with the coupons. Yeah, they do have coupons at Michael's, but they're very strategic about those coupons online. And I noticed they made a change, like you could use the coupon, but if you're going to pick it up, you get a different discount. It was a little strange. I think it turned out to be the same discount, but the way they worded it seemed like you were getting, I don't know, more or less from one or the other. And I don't like that. I want it to be transparent. I mean, I'm picking up my order. All you had to do is pick it, and I'm picking it up. So I'm completing that part of the purchase for you. So it's sort of like self checkout. Anyway, they're working out the kinks. They're working out the kinks. Okay, so these are two. These two cards are really sweet, and you can change them up. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be mushy gushy Valentines. It could just be a blank card that you write in, like a little note card. Um, oh, Gloria, I got the shimmer. I have some shimmer here. I'll show you. It actually writes on pretty well. Okay, so we're going to go to images, and my favorite place, image sets. And I'm going to type in the name Rob, R-O-B. And these are the Rob and Bob image sets, formerly cartridges for some of them, but they're image sets. And there's quite a few of them. We mostly get our images from this one because we love this one. It's called The Best of Rob and Bob. And that's where these Valentines came from. But they have Halloween, they have Christmas, Thanksgiving, and so that's pretty fun. And they're even obviously Valentine's, and yeah, they have. Did I say Halloween? And anyway, they have all these cards, and we've done almost all of them Halloween. This one here is one of my favorites. Yeah. And let's see. So there's a lot to play around with. We got a llama coming up next week. So we're going to be doing that with the llama, that card with the llama. And then we're going to also do this one, which uses that googly movement there. So now I'm just looking for there it is. Here's one. And here's the other. Kind of hard because sometimes the image is really focused in, and sometimes it's back because it's a bigger image. Okay, so they come in, first of all, I just want to put on it, no envelopes. That's not me. I didn't get rid of the envelope. And I'm going to show you how to actually get an envelope in here. So I'm going to resize these to be my 10 by 7 just to get started, because I don't want to accidentally cut out the wrong size. So there's my 5 by 7. Now, these are two different cards, and I'm going to treat them two different ways. The first way that I'm going to do it is I am going to look at the front cover of the card. So I'm going to ungroup this, okay? Let's move this one over. So this one has the front cover that has the fold, and then it has this, and then it has this. But I wanted to make it a little bit more fancy, I guess. And so I changed the pink. First of all, I changed the pink to gold because I thought that would look cute. And I'm going to keep the front the way it is, except I am going to take off detach the scoring. I'll leave it over here. Okay. And then I'm going to get a shape of a square. I have to unlock it. And I'm going to make it 5 inches wide by 7.5 inches tall. So now what I'm doing basically is I'm going to lop off the end here, but I'm going to do it precisely. So I'm going to do it like this, where I'm going to do a line to the left. All right. Now, one thing you may have just noticed is that the writing part of this disappeared. So that's because it was, first of all, there's two things. There's the cutouts, there's the paper. So there you go. All right. Oops. I want to just bring this back. Okay. So now I have this, and I am going to put it over my large, like basically the wrap part of the top of the card, and I'm going to be removing it. So I'm going to do a line left, and then I'm going to do slice. Slice is down here, bottom, Now, if you don't see slice, it's because you don't have a 1-to-1 ratio on your images. A lot of times you go to slice something and you're like, uh-oh, so you have to weld them together. That's what we're going to actually do here. We're going to actually attach them actually. So I'm going to arrange it so the the writing is in the front. Now I have to find the perfect place for it. So let's get a little bit closer and make sure it's the right place. We want all of the cuts to be right. And then we're just going to take both pieces and we're going to do attach also down here, but it is the paper clip. Okay. So now that I have these two front pieces that are going to go on there, I think what I'd like to do is have a inside piece where I'm going to write. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this red one, but I'm going to turn it white. And maybe I'll put a sentiment on it. I think that I will. So this is going to, these pieces are going to be cut out. This is going to be turned to white. And I'm going to unlock it and make sure that it is tan. I'm sorry. Oh, it doesn't. It shows less than 10 by 7, which is weird. So let me just change it back to 10 by 7 because I don't want to mess you up. This piece should be 10 by 7 too, but it didn't work out that way. So we're just going to change it to 10 by 7. Okay. So that's going to be our interior card. And then this is going to, I'm sorry, our exterior card. That's going to be the interior card. So we're going to unlock this. Now we can change the width to like, I think I like to do 9.75 or 9 3/4 inches by 6 3/4 inches. It seems to me like there's 0.75. 75. There's enough space and it looks more professional that way. So there is what you can do to a card that looks basically like this. Now, the reason why I did it this way, but not for this one, is because there are only 3 colors here. And I didn't feel like I needed to split it up because I thought, well, maybe a little bit simpler because this one has a whole lot of writing on it. So I wanted something a little simpler. So I left it that way. So you can do either way. But when you actually cut it out and you have it scored, I would definitely do a little more scoring in there. Okay. So let me just take you down to show you what we're going to be putting together or what we're show you how we put it together. Okay, so I have both cards here. This one is the plainer of the two. Actually, I might have more. Okay, so we've got this one that has, I put a sentiment in, Happy Valentine's Day, which I just got from Cricut Design Space. Just type in Happy Valentine's Day for images. And then I've got this red piece. So the pink is going to be part of the color scheme. And then here is the white, which Gloria, I did do sparkle or shimmer paper for this one. I don't know if you can tell, but I did. Anyway, I also, if you're fairly new to this craft, it can be easy to waste a lot of money on stuff that you don't necessarily need. And so I'm always looking out for bargains and making sure that I can, save some money because I want to craft all the time. And so one of the things that I do is, you see, I'm picking off this little bit of masking tape, is that I have a masking tape roll. And when I put it on, the, on the mat, you know how your mats sometimes get a little unsticky? They get a little dull. So that's, now this is interesting because this is something that someone else was talking about. It was not quite on the 5. All right. So what this is a scoring board. It has all these little things. It's good for scoring, especially if you're using the scoring stylus, because the scoring stylus does not do a really good score. So there is our card. In the middle piece, I already folded, but if I wanted to be specific, careful about it, I would use my scoring board. Now, this goes together rather quickly, which is why I chose it as one of my first cards that I'm going to put together for a retail place. But what I want to do is I want to check and make sure that I have exactly what I'm looking for lined up in the correct way. So sometimes, you know, when you're taking stuff off the mat, you might turn it or whatever. So before you start throwing glue all over it, have a look at where this is supposed to go. And I don't think it's supposed to go here. No, it's not. So let's turn it this way. Yeah, this is the way that has to go. See that? Now some of the hearts are cut in two, which gives like a cute little look and a way to play around with just 2 colors. So that's nice. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get our liquid glue out. Yeah. And in my perpetual struggle for finding the correct dispensary or dispensary? Utensil. Maybe it's more utensil. I should go back to my sweet petunia, the glue thing there. That was pretty cool. I am so disorganized. Oh gosh, you guys. All right. So that's on the inside back cover because I want for this to just want to make sure. What's wrong with you today, Rita? Nope. Yep. Okay, and then we'll line these up. There, that's better. And then we're going to get the double stick tape and we shall be done with this. The reason why I'm lining it up that way is because the way these cards come in, they come in, first of all, they come in without an envelope. So I want to take you back to my screen to show you an envelope that you can use, okay? Which I think I actually made public in my profile. So you could just come and pick it up and save it to your profile. So I have a really nice 5x7 envelope that I like to use when I don't get an envelope. And so I decided, oh, by the way, there's hair everywhere. I decided I dropped this thing of tape and the sides are still a little sticky, you know, as they are want to be. And of course I got all dog hair picked up on it. So if I'm gonna give this one to my friend, got to get rid of this dog hair. All right. And the other one goes together very much the same way. I'll do it, but I want to just show you the thing about the envelope before I do that. Okay. And that way if people, just wanted to come and see the instruction part that we did or we're doing right now. Instruction and then construction. More dog hair. Oh dear, dearie dear. That actually might be my hair as I'm looking at it. Okay. Oh, still have to take this off. All right. And then we're going to close this up. This is that double stick tape. So you do it once and that's your only chance. Basically. Yeah. I wonder if we're going to get some snow this weekend. Everybody keeps hoping for it. As much as everybody complains about snow, people really around here, they're like, we're gonna get snow, we're gonna get snow. They get all like excited. It's sort of an excited versus a nervousness, excited nervousness, a nervous excitement, something like that. Anyway, everyone have to go to Market Basket and pick up your bread, your milk, milk. What else? I don't know. Juice, cereal. I don't know what everybody's buying. Okay, let me just show you this little, I'm going to do new and not save this because I already have something there. Okay, so say you want to get a nice 5x7-inch envelope, which I'm using some Valentine's paper that I've had for a while for the envelope because they're bright and catchy and stuff. So I need a good envelope to cut from, which you guys know I don't generally do envelopes, but I do remember when we went into that Rob and Bob area. If you go there, and don't go to the best of, but rather you can go, where is it? There's one that I really like. It has, I think it's under A Very Merry Christmas. I'm going to try it out. Try it out and see if it comes in with an envelope. Nope, it doesn't. Oh, let's do that again. Images. Let's go back. This one. Okay, I'm going to choose the Rudolph one. All right, because I know that one comes in with an envelope. All right, so what you're going to do is you are going to ungroup. All right, take and just get rid of this, including the red nose. And now you have something that measures 11.25 by 10.22. To be on the safe side, I always do it 11 and a half. It just gives a little more wiggle room. Okay. Oh. Hi, Perlita. How are you? Okay, I don't know if I'm buffering or not. Anyway, you can just save this like this, and then every time you need it. So let's save it. We'll just call this 5x7-inch top flap envelope. Okay, now let's say you are doing a project that didn't have an envelope. So you have this saved in your arsenal. So let's go and do our thing again where we go images and back and okay, here. These are ones that don't have it. All right. So let's choose this one. And then watch, it'll have it there. No, it doesn't. Okay. So let's say I'm working on this and I'm like, oh, I need an envelope for this. What do I do? Well, before I came on here, I saved it, right? So I could just go ahead and do new, replace, all right? And then go to my stuff, find my envelope, okay? And then we'll just take and we'll just do a command copy. So we're going to copy it. So on a Macintosh, that's command C. And then we start our new, here's our new slate, and we do command V. So that's a way to move one item from one of your, this is actually simpler than moving whole projects, but sometimes they tell you to open up another window, but I have a problem with the window opening. So, oh, I'm sorry. All right. Well, I guess I don't know what we're doing here, but it says that it's buffering and mine is working. Oh, no, it's not. All right. We are buffering. Not buffering here. All right. Well, I'll just keep going then. I don't know. Okay. So it might be if you're in the Northeast, there is a storm coming through. I think it's coming from the Midwest, and that's very possible, but I'm having buffering as well. So anyway, there's our card. Now let's have a look at those really cute envelopes that I made with my scrap paper. So I have this envelope. This is a different paper pad. I'm going to get up that paper pad so you can see. And we made, this is perfectly cut. It uses almost the entire sheet of paper. And let me grab what this looks like. So, oh, Jamie, you can see me. Okay, good. I know I'm buffering some places. I don't know why. All right. So, okay, this is a really fun paper pad, and they usually come out with 1 or 2 of these a year at Valentine's Day. You do have to look for them right about now. I don't know that they have them out just yet, but I did try to order one, and they were out of stock at my Michael's. But all you need to do is take this one sheet, put it on your mat, and then what it does is it cuts it out like this. Just like that. And then I take my scoring board. All right. Take my scoring board. Oops. Oh. Didn't realize this, but my scoring board actually has a bone folder in it. All right, so here it is. And then I'm going to take my scoring board, and where you have to look and see where the line from the score comes from. But this is easy enough to do. And then you can take whatever thing you want to score with it. So in this case, I keep the tab over here, and I'm going to just score on that score line, and it makes the line much deeper and easier to fold. And it also can sometimes help to keep the paper from cracking as well. So so that's how to do the envelope. So it seems that I'm buffering quite a bit. So I am going to end because we lost half the audience. So I am going to let you go for the weekend. I will be back on Monday with a card called My Heart Beats for You. It's another Valentine. It's a new or Valentine for Rob and Bob. So we'll do that. Oh, you want me to keep going? Oh, okay. I could keep going. All right. I just didn't know if anybody was actually seeing me anymore because of the buffering. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if everybody was buffering or what, but I'll keep going because I'm just after this. I'm just gonna keep going. So yeah, my son's pretty excited. He has this crazy. Oh, he is in love with snow. He just loves it, and he's been like that since he was a kid. I have so many great pictures of him. One year we had the biggest snowstorm. Uh, it was like, I think it was probably a couple of them, and they just kept sort of spinning over our our city, and we ended up with these huge piles of snow everywhere. And my house is set on a fieldstone foundation, so you don't just open you have to go downstairs to get to the front entrance, right? You have to, I'm not explaining that well, but you know what I mean? Like, you have to go downstairs or upstairs to get into my house. That's what I'm saying. So here's our little card with the, because it's hearts, and then we will push it in there, and then I'll take a little tiny piece of double stick tape. So anyway, this one time, we had so much snow. It was so much snow, and we're talking like my porch sits above like, I don't know, maybe 8 feet. That's how much it was. And so the snow is on the bottom of those windows, because not all of that was blown snow. That was somebody came by and did my snow blowing, that sort of thing, and then they just pushed it up against the windows. And so it was out there and crunching around in the snow. And then he came walking. I'm in the house, and he came walking to the front from those snowbanks, and he has to bend down to look out the window, to look into the window, and it was just funny. I'll never forget that. That was just fun for me. It was such a great memory. And he always liked the color orange. I don't know why. So I made him like stocking caps with orange, in orange and gray to match a coat, because he had a gray coat. He still wears that thing. He loves hats. And he still wears that thing. So yeah, that was fun. I actually just started knitting another hat for myself, as if I needed one, but I just can't find the perfect one. So I said, well, I'm going to knit myself one. And then I only can complain about myself that I didn't make it fit well enough. But this one I'm going to do out of, well, and then I've got I don't want anybody who sent me hat think that they got the wrong size, Loretta, because you didn't. It's just that floppy hat is gray, and so I wanted something that was blue to go with my blue coats, so that's why I used that. Anyway, and then if I walk around the house without any hat on, it's cold. I mean, you don't realize how warm your head is capped when you don't when you have hair, until you actually lose it. It's weird. So that's really that. And so when there's a snow day on the weekend, it's perfect. But Owen loves a snow day during the school week. But now, if you give you a snow day, a lot of the kids, they still have to work online. They still have to do their homework and stuff online, and it used to be, you got out free. you got out free. So now, not so much, not so much. And what else is there to know about here? Well, we still have our Christmas tree up, and look at how cute these papers are. Aren't they cute? These all come from that one pad, one of those pads. And they usually give you 2 sheets of the same one. So it's perfect if you're gonna use my method, which is always make 2. You always need 2. Is you're going to want to make 2. One you give away and one you keep. And I don't know. Have you guys had any luck with selling things from your making your stuff? I've never really been into that, but I thought consignment's good because I don't want to leave somebody holding the bag, like buying something that wouldn't sell. Because I had an experience when I was much younger, where I made these adorable gingerbread. I sewed them out of craft paper and sewed them and everything. And her mother had a. This is my girlfriend at work, and her mother had a. What did her mother have? Her mother had a craft store, like one of those consignment stores or something. And she's like, oh, no, we'll just buy them all. And so she bought them all, but then she was like, well, she didn't like these ones. So I got the impression, like, she never reordered or anything. Not that I expected her to, but it was just kind of like they were disappointed. So I just never been one of those, oh, I'm going to sell my cards. I used to sell my soaps and everything, but that to me was like a little different than this. I don't know, but you don't sell. Also give away. Yeah. My tree is still up too, Laura. Oh. The iPhone, the brand new iPhone comes in a larger screen called a Plus. They don't talk about it, but it's much better for us that need a little bit bigger screen to look at. I mean, these kids, I don't know, we're going to find out that at some point they ruined their eyes or something. Remember how they used to say, don't sit so close to the TV, because you'll ruin your eyes. I mean, was that all bunk? I don't know. But we would sit in front of the TV, with our elbows on the rug and our hands on our face and watch the TV on Saturday mornings. And I don't think kids do that anymore. I was watching this 90s program. This program about the 90s. And they were saying that after the internet, after Seinfeld and those things sort of went off the air after like 10 years, they started seeing everybody shifting to the streaming service. And that's true. I remember starting out with Netflix where they sent you the DVDs in the mail, and you'd send them back after you watch them, which was a good thing, but it's so much better to do the streaming, isn't it? Because then you can truly watch it on demand. If you can't pick it up, you can rewind it or whatever. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. I got a little rip on this one. I don't know. Maybe I can try to repair it. So that's what I'm doing this weekend, is battling a raging potential storm, and then and then I got to organize and get all of these Valentines to my friend. The downtown Edex is the name of the company, Edex, EDEX, I believe. And they sell like gourmet cheese and things for charcuterie and a few little gifts here and there, tea, like that sort of thing. I'm so glad to see something like a little gifty gourmet shop going in, because we don't have those anymore. Gee, I grew up going to Hallmark, the stores. Do they even have Hallmark stores anymore? They close them all? I don't know. But we had, in our mall, we had like 3 of them. So if you forgot a card, you could, and you were parked on one side, you could still pop into the Hallmark store. Ugh. Yeah, we're going to do that. I got rid of my cable for a long time. So, yeah, you don't really miss anything. And now they have some live TV. So the only time that we were watching live TV. Hi, Mom. I can see some smoke going by the window. Oh, that's me right here. Mom didn't go to a program today. I don't know why. Is that okay? You can see my cell phone? Yeah, it's okay. I think she was just kind of run down from the holiday or whatever. But she was not wanting to go this morning. That kind of week, I think. Anyway. All right. You have a Hallmark store? We do not, man. I don't even know where. We have like something like they sell off brand. No, they sell the Hallmark brands, but I think they're older or something, and so it's called like, I don't know, discount card or something. But they're not the really cheapy cards that you get at, say, at like the Dollar Tree. Dollar Trees are like 2 for $1, and it's like, why bother? Ugh. They're just, I know, in a pinch, but now you guys know how to make your own cards, and you can do insert cards. You can do these a little more detailed cards to do that sort of thing. And I hope that you're taking advantage of the indoor weather to do your crafting. I love to craft in the winter, especially when the snow is coming down. So I'm envisioning myself this week of snow, sitting here and the snow coming down and just crafting all weekend, saying nothing to no one, just craft, then come out for a drink or a sandwich. Yeah. Oh, and I had my 6th out of 7, but then they might end up giving me more chemo. So, but the original plan was 7, and then I have scans, but my scan was yesterday, so I've only had 6. So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is there, but my cancer markers are staying down, and I am not in a whole lot of pain, or any pain really, except when I walk, I do have a limp. And what else do I have? Sometimes when I walk, if I'm not using a cane, it hurts in my lower back a little bit, but I can't complain. They immediately got me to a place where I actually am not in pain. I don't want to say they, because I think I did a little of the work too by changing some things up, and you know, your food, your exercise, the way that you run, you know, how much sleep you get, that type of thing. It is a group project when somebody has, you know, metastatic type of disease or cancer. Um, it's a lot of adjusting. One week it's this way, and the next week it's that way, and you have to just kind of adjust. But that's how it is. And I didn't realize it, that it was just going to be kind of a long-term haul. I hope you know, I hope they're managing it basically right now. But I was hoping to be more than just managed. So, but I'm getting there. It's just slower than I want it to be, you know? So, anyway. All right. I'm almost done with my envelopes, so I should say my farewells and tell you to have a lovely weekend and to enjoy whatever weather is being sent your way. I'm sure it's not freezing cold in Texas, where Gail where Gail is. But I don't think it's super, super hot either. They go back to college. Oh, you're doing, oh, the rhinestones. It's a little pricey to get into rhinestones, Dawn. I have rhinestones. I'm happy to show you how we've done them in the past, but I never really liked wearing clothes that had rhinestones because they would like scratch and then they would come off. So it's kind of one of those, but probably better off buying them with the rhinestones on them. Maybe they do a better job of keeping the rhinestones on them. Something like that. Anyway, all right, guys. It feels like 49. Yeah. So that's our spring weather. So you just warm up a whole lot faster than we do, I think. Anyway, all right, you guys. Love you so much. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you again on Monday for another great project. This one is going to be a Rob and Bob, My Heart Beats for You, which has a one of those wobbles, weebles. What do we call those? Those little things that make the center of the card move around. Action wobbles. That's what they are. So we're going to be doing action wobbles. You can buy action wobbles at Michael's. There also is a name brand. So if you happen to go to Michael's again, go to the card making area and look for a very small, very indescript looking item called an either action wobble. What are they called? A wobble. Oh, and they have it at Hobby Lobby. All right. Okay, you guys. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Have a lovely weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.